Cello, cello, cello. Some things have come to light recently that really ticked me off.
Uh-oh.
Yes, it's just another typical Tuesday. Here's the deal. Um, Republicans are batshit crazy,
You just figured that
and
out. Hmm.
and, and there was a protest which was allowed in the Oklahoma Capitol for trans rights. They were organized. They were basically in rank and file, and all there in a little line and a little group. No, didn't bother anybody. Just holding up signs and doing their thing. And the Republicans want to know how come they weren't arrested for insurrection since they were in a Capitol.
Oh, they were inside the Capitol?
Oh yeah, they were inside the Capitol. They were allowed in.
Yeah.
They
But
didn't.
as long as they're not smearing crap on the walls and trying to put a flag through somebody's forehead, yeah, I think they're okay.
Well,
Oh, insurrection.
their contention is it's a Capitol building, it's a protest, so they should be arrested for insurrection.
You're allowed to protest. Protest is fine.
Well, they're claiming that that's all that January 6th was a peaceful protest.
No.
So now here's my thing.
That's what happens when you watch Fox News.
Here's my thing. Wasn't there before the January 6th, there was a group of armed men who went into the capital of I think it was Ohio or Michigan,
Yeah, I think Michigan actually, yeah.
and nothing happened to them.
Nope.
They were armed. They were armed with guns in the Capitol, and nothing happened to them. But trans protesters were protesting silently with pickets and all that, and they want them arrested.
They were armed. They had those rainbows. We know those are weapons.
Only in their hair. There was one dude with green hair and a brown beard, but other than that,
they make you gay if you get hit by one. They're gay rainbows. You didn't know that? Oh, come on.
Is that like a cosmic weapon? They throw rainbows at you?
I don't know about cosmic. It could be Jewish space laser based, as far as I know.
But my thing is, are they really stupid enough not to realize the difference, or are they just trolling people?
Yes. I think yes to both of those. Yeah. Because without mentioning names, I know people that go out of their way to troll. And I'm beginning to see it too when I leave comments on things and then the replies to what I say. You know they're trolling. There's no substance to what they say. It's just simply an attack with nothing there. I just ignore that. I mean, why feed it?
Well, there's a lot of things that have happened this past week that made me go, what? I was watching a discussion between a couple people, white girl, white guy, a girl of color, and so forth. And her position was, you can't be prejudiced against white people because white people have never experienced prejudice in their life. No white person has ever experienced prejudice or been marginalized because of their skin color.
Interesting.
And I went, what? Affirmative action? Or how about the Irish when they came over and they were basically used as slave labor? Or the Italians when they first came over? Doesn't any of that, count as, persecution due to skin color?
Yeah, but they're not. Well, not the Irish. They're probably more white than we are, actually.
Yeah.
Italians, though, I don't think Italians are. They're not very.
Oh, fuck you.
You don't look very white. You get a better tan than I do.
Oh yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, so whatever. At least I'm not, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I don't know. That's, I'd have to give that some thought, but well, we don't know anywhere near what other races do. We're an equal opportunity racist race. We hate
Well,
every.
well, you see, that brings me to my next point. You know that white supremacists are the original race purification group. They want to keep white people with white people, make blue-eyed, blonde-haired babies or whatever.
Sure.
But I was watching this interview between two people of color the other day, or earlier today, and one of them was under the, gave the assertion that black men should only be with black women because the only time black men are with white women is the white women that white men don't want. And so
Maybe the white women were tired of being treated like shit, and we're going somewhere else to see what that's like.
and as long as there's single black people on the planet, then black men should only be with black women.
Wow.
Now, tell me that's not the same as white supremacy, only in reverse.
I don't know. To each their own, I say.
I mean, isn't that what white supremacists do? They say, we have white women here. There's no reason for a white guy to be with a black girl.
Okay, and so who's saying the black men should be only with black women? Who's saying that?
A black guy.
Oh, a black guy?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's probably not the nicest thing to say, I would imagine. That's probably, I wouldn't call it reverse. I think it's the same thing, maybe from a different color, but it's still the same thing. It's still crap.
Right. But what I'm saying is it's not white supremacy. Would that be black supremacy?
No, it's supremacy. I mean, it happens to be, white supremacy because, well, whatever, but it's supremacy. Somebody wanting superiority over another, So,
I
yeah.
just think that way of thinking is so old-fashioned. And his argument was there's still available black women in, if you don't like the American black women, you can go get one from Africa or go to Libya and get one or go wherever. And it's like, dude, why? If you like a woman, I don't give a shit what her skin color is. What difference does it make?
You got the chemistry and that's what works, and fuck the rest of it.
Right. I mean, I don't. That type of thinking is back in the 40s and 50s when they had segregation and that you couldn't have interracial relationships.
Yeah, well, that's what they want to go back to. So what do you think MAGA is? It's all that shit all over again. It's, well, you think you're just going to skip the best parts, or the bad parts, however you want to look at that. Yeah, it's crap. I don't want to go back to that.
Well, that's what I'm afraid of. We're going to start going
a better future, not go back to this shit that they want to go back to.
Well, see, that's what I'm afraid of. I mean, I'm afraid that before my life is over, I am going to see segregated drinking fountains and the likes all over again.
No, you won't. There'll be riots in the streets if and when that ever happens. You wouldn't fight for that? I would. Cane and all. I'd be side by side with whomever they're trying to suppress. That's their last chance. If they even put laws in motion for that, there's going to be more protests than they know what to do with. They may make it so that businesses can refuse service to certain individuals. They might scrape against that. But I think what happens is we've already seen it where people have banned, if you wear a mask, you can't come in, if whatever. There's been other situations like that. And those places have wound up either going out of business or just getting no business at all.
Yeah, but didn't they already start with the whole wedding cake for same-sex couples thing?
Yeah, I don't remember, but I want to say that won in the Supreme Court, which surprised me. But I don't. It's not fresh in my head. I don't remember that. I'd have to go look at that again. Yeah, I'd be curious to have a definitive answer on that.
The bakery won.
They did win.
Yes.
Yeah, that's just, I don't know. I was hit by something like that too with a car dealership. You know, a light argument about something simple. I mean, not even heated, and I wound up being banned from the dealer. You know, it's like, yeah, denied service is legal here. They can ban you for whatever reason they want. They don't like how I'm dressed. You're not coming
The
in
courts, the court said that they have the right to refuse gay people because of their religion.
But here, they don't even need a reason. They can just simply say they don't like how you look and you're out. Any restaurant, any business can here.
Oh, I know they can. I used to work,
So
like I
why
said,
do
I
they
used to
need
work in a
they
club.
don't need a law to discriminate against certain people because they already have that ability to do it now. They can just call
Yeah,
it.
but wait. There's a difference because the law doesn't say that you can't discriminate because of dress codes, but it does say you can't discriminate on race, sex, religion, or
Don't say
gender.
that. That's all. Just say I don't like your whatever and stick to that reason, and you're out.
Well, you don't have to now because apparently they told the people because of our religion, we're not going to make you a cake, and the court said, yeah, that's good.
I hope places like that get shut down. If I tell you, if I ever find out, if I'm a customer online and I hear something like that, I'm going to go out of my way to make sure that they know I'm going somewhere else. I won't. I don't give a fuck. I'll spend twice as much money down the street for better service. It's bullshit.
But if the Supreme Court said it's cool, then doesn't that make us taking steps backwards?
Yeah, yeah. But that's the Supreme Court. They loaded in. They crammed in these people. And, I can't believe it was. I don't know if we had anything a way to prevent it, but it seemed like it was allowed to happen. I don't quite.
I mean, they approved of the discrimination against same-sex couples in the bakery. They reversed Roe versus Wade. We're going backwards at a rapid
yeah.
rate right now.
Yes. Oh yeah, like an anchor. It's just I find
You know, I'm concerned of where it's going to stop and where it's going to lead to.
it's going to stop when the workforce is 100% under control, and that's us. Every aspect of our lives under their control.
Which means we could go back to segregation.
Segregation. Well, segregation. It'll be more like class segregation. Because it won't matter what your skin color is. If you don't make so much, guess where you're not going? You know, everybody, certain classes of people be in the back of the bus. You look homeless. Get the back, get out. You know, no, they're going to go further than just because they can't just discriminate against the color, because heaven forbid that'll be a big thing. You won't be able to sign that into Congress. But maybe we can just, if you're a class, if you look too poor, if you're undesirable or whatever they want to call it, I'm not sure how they'll spin it. But no, they want everyone going. Anyone who's, you know, yeah, black and whatever, of course, that, all of that. And anyone who's just undesirable. If you're a white piece of shit, then well, we don't want you either. You know, you can go with that.
So you think that the economically disadvantaged are going to be ostracized from society at some point?
More of it too. I mean, you can see it in the middle class. There's almost no middle class. I should be middle class with the amount of money I make or used to make. You know, I should have easily been middle class. Nope.
Right.
No. And back, I don't know how anyone single is making it today. Unless you're making a six-figure pay, I mean a good six-figure pay, you're not going to make it on your own. You're just not. Rents are too high. You know, I got lucky when I bought my house. I'm only paying, 2.5%. You know, forget about that now. And plus, they didn't raise all the. I mean, building materials are still cheap. You know, I can't. Yeah. So I don't know how people do it. I've had to help out a few friends. They were no way able to do it on their own. It's not possible. van life. I'm seeing more and more of that. People are living in vehicles because they can't afford to live any other way. So they're doing videos of van life for extra money and trying to find odd stuff, freelancing as they travel. But I was surprised. I thought that was just a choice, not the only choice for some people.
Yeah, I was watching a video where a woman was living out of her car, and she was on day 365.
Yeah, she has a cat, I think.
I think it's a dog,
Dog, yeah, I've seen both. Sure.
and I know she's got long white hair.
I've lived in my car. I know what that's like. Yeah, no choice. You got no home.
Yeah, but for how long? I mean, this is a year straight, and nobody's done anything to help this woman.
It's easier said than done. I've never wanted to ask for any help from anyone, and nor did I want anyone to, find me in my situation, and I didn't need to deal with that embarrassment. So.
I mean, I've been watching a lot of stuff where homeless guys would be sleeping under bridges or whatever, and a guy would walk up and say, "Hey, can I do anything for you? Can I get you some food? Can I get you sleeping bags, tents, hand warmers, coats, anything?" And he would go out and buy all this shit and give it to him to help them out, because I mean he can't put them up someplace. I saw him give a dude $1,000.
Right. Well, even that's kind of difficult too, because then now this person's got more stuff to watch. He can't always be where that stuff is. When he leaves, it's vulnerable. So someone else.
Well, most of them take their stuff wherever they go,
right?
Albeit in shopping carts, backpacks, or
Sure.
little what do you call it, wagons.
Right.
I
don't know. There's solutions for homeless. We could be working on homelessness right now, and as an entire country, there are parts of cities that are vacant, that have been vacant, that could be utilized for inner city farming and other types of maybe a recycling for appliances and stuff like that to sell back into the system. There's all kinds of ways we could get and make these homeless people feel like they're actually doing a real thing, because they are. They're doing a real purpose, because it's a need that needs to be filled. And we've got a workforce that they've been paycheck to paycheck for so long, and then the paycheck stopped, and then they're out. They just need another paycheck.
Well, I think that micro houses is a good start.
Sure, anything like that. But I mean, again, think about Detroit. You've got multi-floor buildings, hospitals, warehouses, all kinds of facilities from the auto manufacturing days that are just left vacant. All that empty space. Some of these buildings are still in good shape. They may not need a whole lot of effort to get them back up.
Yeah, but what I'm talking about is like building little tiny houses for these guys.
Sure.
Now, one guy bought a plot of land, a big plot of land, and he built houses, the micro houses on them, which are just like a bedroom, kitchen, bathroom, and that's it. Right? And they're little like little bigger than a good sized shed.
But then what?
And he built a bunch of them, and he went to have people move in, and the city came and said, "No, we're not going to let you do that." And they came with bulldozers and tore the whole thing down. He wasn't hurting anybody. It was on his own property, and they said no.
I don't know. Did he not get permits for it? Did he so on and so forth as far as that goes? You just have to make sure you beat the system in their game. Maybe he should have spoke up before he did all that, because there'd be dwellings for people. They got to be building code and yada yada.
Oh, I know.
That was a situation.
I'm sure if he put that much money into it, he went and did it the right way. And then all of a sudden,
bulldoze it. Then I don't know why he's not fighting that. That should have been illegal, because it was legally built. They didn't have. They could just say you can't have homeless people in there. They had no right to destroy the structures. He could have used them for while. Let's say he changed. Okay, now I want to make a bed and breakfast. I mean, whatever. They had no right to bulldoze that. I don't see why he doesn't have a civil suit for all that, if that's what happened.
Okay, it was there was one in L.A. where they seized the tiny homes for the homeless. Said when the city took the houses, they didn't offer housing. They straight kicked them out.
Yeah, I don't know. There has to be a way to beat the system in this, because the homeless problem can be addressed. And yeah, I know they need places to stay. And if you're going to build little homes and give them a place, that's fine. But then you still need to, where are they going to go for work? Are the homes too far away from the jobs that they have available to them? So I would imagine you need to think about that. That's why I was kind of thinking that work and living situations could be handled in the same place, at least as a stepping stone. As these people get better and make more money, maybe they want to stay, maybe they don't. But it's a job they can move up for. These places are big enough. I mean, you can have multi-million-dollar mansions and warehouses, so people shouldn't snub their nose at a warehouse potential living. Some of these places have a lot of history and they're, nice wood. They're really, really nice. They could be made very nice anyway. But yeah, I would live in a place like that. I would not at all, especially if it was done nice. That being said, it's not like you're just giving these people bunk houses like a hostel or something. No, an actual house, full kitchen, full, just like what everyone else has. That's what they need. That's what they want. That'll make them happy and healthy and want to be productive and part of society. You have to fill the whole circle, not just, you can't just take care of housing. You got to do the rest too. Because some of these people can't find jobs. They're saturated with jobs or whatever. We need other opportunities, other alternatives for the homeless, especially if it's being funded. It needs to, what they produce needs to help, whatever we have them do or what they're doing. But you got to admit, it's got to be cheaper and cleaner than having people sleep on the street. Crime will have to drop, stuff like that. Healthcare,
right?
Will happen because we got to take care of it anyway, right? If you're going under a service, social service of some sort, make the system a full circle. People get educated, they learn something new.
And the last thing I want to touch on before we take off is some new information came out about the Uvalde incident.
Yeah, I've been keeping up an eye on that.
The police. It's come to light that the reason the police didn't or hesitated to go in and didn't just go in was because the assailant had an AR, and they were afraid of an AR.
And they had them as well, or at least comparable weapons. They had long rifles as well.
Oh, I know they did. And there's no reason. They were afraid. They weren't afraid for the students. They were afraid for themselves.
For themselves, yeah.
And that's no way to be a cop.
No, you're kind of in the wrong business for that. And that does fall back to what I've said in the past about them getting better pay and benefits.
You think if they got better pay and benefits, they would forget there was an AR in there?
No, but you might have been able to hire someone who would understand what he's doing. And he's getting paid for it. He's getting paid to put his life on the line. But now when you hire the guy or girl, they are fully aware of what they're getting themselves into. You got some of these other guys that are, they get out of McDonald's, probably make the same money. Especially now that they're getting $15 an hour. Are you kidding me? I've heard of cops before all the money thing happened that were making like $9 an hour. It's like, how can you be a cop making $9 an hour? Forget about about what you're doing for a living. $9 an hour. Who can do that? And you want our law enforcement to do that? Are you nuts? Not to forget about the paramedics and things like that are also a part of the system. They're not getting paid a whole lot better. It's a risky job. They need to be paid as such. And I think you'll attract the people that you need to stop doing some of this crap. You'll get better people, better educated people, smarter people. So that's what you need.
Well, knowing that cops are not the most dangerous job in the country.
No, that is true. A lot of people don't chase bullets, though.
Huh?
A lot of other professions don't chase bullets.
Well,
You know,
I mean, the two most
much worse.
the top two most dangerous jobs in the country, believe it or not, are taxi driver and convenience store operator.
Yeah, there was another one that was on that list that surprised me too. Logger. Logger's on that list, very high, which I guess would make sense.
Right, but I mean, taxi driver, their job description does not say wear a bulletproof vest to get shot.
That is true.
It says drive a taxi, and yet they have more of a chance of getting killed on the job than a cop does.
Yeah, they're one of the lowest. I remember seeing the stats recently on that.
You know, and what do they make? They make, you know, pennies.
But that goes to tell you too that there's a lot of professions that we take for granted that deserve pay for the risk they take to provide us with these materials, you know, or these services, and they should be compensated for that. And when we undercompensate these people, we make, you know, it's like, we don't care about you. Fuck you. Whatever. Do the job. Shut up. I don't hear about it. Go do someone else if you don't want to do this.
Right.
I think that attitude is lost. I mean, you know, we found out that a McDonald's worker and a grocery store worker were actually frontline workers during a pandemic. What would we have done if these people didn't show up to work? How the fuck we're gonna eat? You know, let alone find toilet paper. You know, I mean, so yeah, we need to be a little bit more respectful to these people that we've always looked at their positions as shitty, you know, college student type, you know, starter positions. No, they're not. They're actually more valuable in our society than we give them credit for. You know,
right.
Our society would come to a halt if we didn't have those people.
Well, again, it was nice seeing you again, Matt.
Yeah, you too, man.
And we will do this again real soon. In the meantime, good morning, good afternoon, and good night.